the Balls Podcast
with Mark Davis, Kriska Meinhardt, Luke Rule, Jake Winnekind, Alan Tomasella, and Nick the Doc Sturkey. Good evening. This is All About the Balls Podcast. We are 24 hours removed from Super Bowl 59, literally the biggest Super Bowl of all time. It was the most watched Super Bowl between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. Fly, Eagles, fly. We'll start that off now. And congratulations to the Eagles, though. Honestly, they did win 40-22. Luke, 24 hours removed just about. How are you feeling, man, about the Chiefs getting dismantled by the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah, I mean, it was great to finally see the Chiefs get fucking blown out for once. I mean, they survived this whole season just barely skating by and finally got a team put it to them. So it was fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like, okay, the Chiefs might maybe here. They might, we're going to talk about it, but it seemed like the Chiefs might have had a shot there early on. They stopped Barkley early on. I understand they got away with what some people thought was a bad call. And then the Eagles didn't score. And then, the Chiefs, we thought, had a bad call against them. So, but Luke, man, no, it was a good the game. I'm sorry, it was not a good game. It was a bad game. I thought everything was bad about it. You didn't like the national anthem. You texted that. You thought the guy did too much.
Yeah, he's doing a little too much for me. Just sing the national anthem. I was supposed to be sung. Don't be adding like repeating the same line like 3-4 times in a row. I'm like, all right, dude. Like,
he definitely did that.
Sing it.
Not a fan of the game. I was not a fan of the commercials. Honestly, I don't remember any commercial. I mean, I do remember the hate commercial with Snoop Dogg, and I believe it was Tom Brady. Ironically enough, though, the halftime show was about hate. Obviously, Kendrick Lamar and Drake's beef. Bro, I mean, I understand what he did, and I thought it was very creative, but I was not a fan of the halftime show itself just because I don't care about the beef itself. I don't care about the political agenda that was being pushed or whatever was being pushed, if anything was. I'm just there for a good show, good entertainment. I think Kendrick's a hell of an artist, and I think he is entertaining when he wants to be, but it just wasn't. I'm not here for a rap battle or some beef between two people or three, whoever got beef with. That's just what I didn't care for. But the game itself too, Luke, was just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, there was not really anything that was like super entertaining in this whole Super Bowl, from like you said, the commercials, the halftime show. Like halftime show made it more personal than try to make it an entertaining show, which I find, once in a lifetime shot really to do what you want in front of 27 million people. So I mean, he got his point across and he went viral for it. So I mean, if that's what he was looking to do, he did that. But like, I think he played like an unreleased song like to start out with, and he had like a bunch of other big hits that he just didn't play. And so I mean, I thought it was just too personal, not trying to make it like an entertaining halftime show. Whatever works for him. We'll see what they do next year for the halftime show.
Thanks to Jake, my TikTok algorithm is today was a little bit of Kendrick and all the memes behind it. Jake sent me like 3 or 4 videos this morning and last night about it, and my TikTok, until I start swiping up real quick, it's going to be a little bit of the halftime shows. Next year it's in California, so we'll see. Last time they were in California, Kendrick Lamar was there, and it was part of the West Coast vibe with Mary J. Blige and Eminem, so I thought that was a pretty good one.
I'd like to see him do a country one for once. I know they're California, so they're probably not.
Post Malone.
Yeah, Post Malone would be cool.
He'll probably throw a little mixture of country and his old stuff. It wouldn't just be country.
I watched his little tailgate series before the game. I thought it was pretty good.
He called up the Chiefs.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched it live before the game. I just threw it on while I was getting ready. But yeah, I mean, he'd be a good artist to do it. I mean, he does a little bit of everything now. He does country, rap, hip hop.
No, he's an all around guy. I mean, he's my favorite artist, honestly.
Probably get some good features in there too.
Oh, he's got a lot of people that would be in there. But Luke, let's digress away from halftime and the halftime show and the commercials. Let's talk the game. And you see it on the screen. It says Eagles dominate Chiefs. And honestly, that's what they did. Jalen Hurts was the MVP. He was 17 of 21, Luke, for 221 yards for the second time in the Super Bowl in his career. He was the best quarterback on the field. He did have 2 touchdowns. He had a bad interception, but hey, he shucked that off really quick. He also was a leading rusher, Luke, 11 carries for 72 yards and a tush push for a score. But, I mean, he averaged 6.5 yards a carry. It wasn't just tush pushes that were the reason that he was doing what he was doing. So, Luke, let's talk about it. What was the biggest reason?
I think I only remember one tush push in the game. There might have been a couple, but
I only remember one touchdown.
Yeah, I only remember one. It was a touchdown. I don't think because they had another fourth and 2 that they lined up in shotgun.
They had 2 short fourth downs. They went for it with the A.J. Brown that was called back, and then the one where they were just trying to draw him off sides, and it was still shotgun, and they called timeout and took the kick, whatever it was. But, yeah, look, what was the difference between these two teams? What was the reason that you're looking at, why the Kansas City Chiefs lost, why the Philadelphia Eagles won?
I mean, it's all – I mean, I think we've all said it, like, coming up this game, like, this is a game that Jalen Hurts has to beat the Chiefs, not Saquon, because they're going to sell it to stop Saquon, which they contained him pretty well. I mean, he had under 100 yards total, no touchdowns for Saquon, average 2 yards a carry. So
they did their job.
They sold out to stop Saquon, but I mean, Jalen Hurts he was on one. He was throwing the ball around. So I mean, it's good for them. I mean, then that defensive front for Philly is what really wreaked havoc on Mahomes all night long.
Yeah, it started with the defense. And Luke, I saw a stat. I know I was talking to Jake coming here right now. There's been 6 teams, I believe I heard about it, that had not blitz at all in a single game in the Super Bowl history. All 16 won. Dude, wherever the 4-man rotation was, it was Sweat, Williams, Brandon Graham got in there. It didn't matter who it was, Bryce Huff. They all got to Mahomes. This O-line, to me, that's why Alan went at it on Discord last night, is I was going 50-50 with O-line and Mahomes because it started with the O-line. Mahomes never got comfortable. And then, yes, it's still his job to get comfortable and try and find a way to be Superman, and he wasn't Superman. I've come back. I've done 40-40 O-line, and Mahomes, 20% goes to Andy Reid because I was looking at it again. 3 runs in the first half. Where was the running attempts? Where was the rushing with Pacheco and Kareem Hunt? Where was the run game that takes the pressure off Mahomes and his O-line? The D-line only saw pass rushes. That's all they were looking for. They knew what was going to happen, and they didn't adjust, and that's on Andy Reid as well. But Mahomes and the O-line, Jake, they get most of the blame for me. This defense, they set the tone all game.
Oh, this defense was ridiculous, and until I saw that stat, I had no idea that they weren't even blitzing. I mean, they were getting back there with so much ease. It was insane. Mahomes had no time to do it. Literally, absolutely nothing. There was no run game. It was insane.
And
like,
Vic Fangio,
I saw that stat.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I was just saying. I saw that stat. I was mind blown. Like that they literally never blitzed, not once, and he had 42 dropbacks.
And that's why
they only rushed the ball 11 times, 4 of which was Mahomes running the ball.
Yeah, that was because he was scrambling for his life.
Yeah, Mahomes is the leading rusher with 4 attempts for 25 yards. So and that's not a recipe for success. I always tell Mark, right? You don't want your quarterback throwing like 30 plus times in a game, and that's why. Eagles ran the ball 45 times, and Jalen Hurts threw the ball 22.
And Luke, you have said all year you like your quarterback to throw around 25 to 30 times a game, and he threw under 25. So in both games, like I said, to start the show, he's been the best quarterback. He's outperformed Mahomes both Super Bowls. It wasn't just the first or this one. The first one, he was the best player on the field. He had the one fumble that cost him the game, and that sucked for him. I do believe Jalen Hurts probably should have been MVP. I understand Cooper DeJean and Zach Bond. They got the interceptions. Cooper DeJean had the pick 6, but the guy had 3 touchdowns. He was the best player on offense, and he made the great throws. And we're going to talk about his legacy. We're going to talk about where he ranks in the quarterback rankings right now in today's game. But just this whole team, man, I don't understand. Well, I was going to bring it back. Vic Fangio. I understand Ben Johnson was a great offensive coordinator, and I tried explaining to a couple friends of mine. Vic Fangio maybe should have been coordinator of the year because this defense, I don't care how low they were last year, they were 31st. And now they're number 1. To say that you brought one of the worst defenses back to one of the best, I understand you got Cooper DeJean, Zach Bond, and Quinyon Mitchell, and you brought CJ back, but this defense was amazing all year. This defense was the catalyst, and congrats to Brandon Graham for his 2nd Super Bowl. Jalen Carter looks like he might be the best tackle in football in the next couple of years. It's just amazing what this defense did to shut down Mahomes too.
Well, yeah, I mean, they made him look silly. Like, I mean, Vic Fangio absolutely deserves a ton of credit. I mean, he's always been good. I mean, he had a really bad year with the Dolphins. I don't know what happened. His little, his little
Yeah.
1 year at the Dolphins. But other than that, I mean, he's been absolutely amazing. And his defense, like, they had a phenomenal draft. So, I mean, they picked up some studs. Carter's a beast. Cooper DeJean looks amazing. I mean, they got some studs.
The Eagles got the best GM in the game.
Absolutely.
Howie's a beast.
How they do it. Yeah, I don't know how they do it all the time.
Howie Roseman's always been good. It's just can they win and whatnot. And hate to say it, the big dumb dipshit.
He got Howie got ahead of paying players too. Like he didn't wait to pay his wide receivers. Like he paid them like 2 years before when they had 2 years left on their deals, stuff like that.
Jalen Hurts too. Didn't Jalen Hurts sign early?
Yeah, he was one of the early guys too. And you know,
and we could paying people early might be the recipe for success.
Yeah, especially when it was like when you have like 4 or 5 in the same position about to be free agents, get ahead of the game and pay them early.
Yeah, now that's what the Bengals' issue is now.
Exactly, they're screwed.
They got three of their best players.
Yeah,
all up for contracts.
And speaking of Jalen Hurts, I mean, I said we're going to talk legacy for him in a minute, but like this guy is good in the playoffs. I understand, like he had a bad. The Eagles last year in 2023 they ended bad. We get that, but 2022 he would have been MVP in my opinion if he didn't get hurt those last 2 games. He was playing pretty good all year. It wasn't terrible, and I get it. He gets knocked off. He gets knocked because of the talent around him, but I mean, you want a quarterback to have good weapons, and he's playing good. He plays big in the big moments, man. Like I'm gonna give him his flowers. We're gonna talk rankings, like I said. I'm gonna give him his flowers. And unfortunately, Jake, we've been ripping him. Luke, you too. The big dumb dipshit, Nick Sirianni. We got to give him credit. I mean, he's won a Super Bowl.
That's the most. It's literally it's the most punchable face in the whole NFL, man. I can't stand that guy.
Oh, Luke, Dylan, I can't. I just now read that comment.
You took that off.
I took it off quick. I didn't. I can't see that half of the screen. All I saw was a comment, and I thought it was something about like the refs or something like that. So all I saw was, my bad. That's allegedly Philly fans, but no, guys, let's talk about the Chiefs, man. What's next for them? Because this dynasty, so quote Allen's logic is not a dynasty because you didn't win 3 out of 4, they won 3 out of 5. But they can still get 3 out of 4. They can, but is this dynasty over? It's a dynasty. I don't care what his logic is. What do they need to get back? Because, like I said, the O-line was terrible. Xavier Worthy was amazing, but a lot of that was second half stuff. And, you know,
Worthy wasn't amazing until the game was over. I mean, the Eagles were already in basically where this game's over.
Rookie record, though. Rookie record.
Yeah. Stat padding at the end, but okay.
Exactly. I mean,
it should have been a fucking 6-40 game, really.
Exactly. Saquon set the record for most yards in a season with playoffs combined.
Yeah, it helps when you play 21 games or 20 games.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, but Saquon, big season, big season. Yeah. No, Saquon had an amazing season. He was the best running back. Derrick Henry right behind him. I mean, Josh Jacobs too. Like all 3 of these guys that were fighting to get paid. Great seasons. But let's go back to the Chiefs, guys. What do they need to do going forward? Is the dynasty over as well? That's a 2-parter.
I mean, first I was rebuilding that offensive line.
Yeah, big time.
I don't think Mahomes has really had a good offensive line his entire career. So, I mean, what he's done with it so far in his career with having shitty offensive lines, it's pretty good. But then they also need a top-tier running back. Like, you see how much better they are when Pacheco is good. But ever since he came back from his injury, he's kind of like fallen off.
Yeah, I mean,
they were still RB2 on that team, the Kareem Hunt they picked up mid-season.
Maybe they rushed Pacheco back. Yeah. Maybe Pacheco got rushed back. I mean, maybe like in now hindsight, 2020 hindsight, maybe they just rushed him back.
Yeah, I still think they need at least another top-tier running back.
And they're going to need a tight end.
You think Kelsey's gone?
Well, I think
Kelsey was gone this year.
Well, they drafted tight end last year. Well, and they drafted one from Kansas State. Or no, I forgot what college it was. But they did draft a tight end last year as well.
Yeah, I think his name's Noah Gray, right? That's tight end too.
Noah Gray's not bad. I mean, he's not great. He
could be if once he's like the number 1 option. Maybe he could be really good.
Should the Chiefs maybe target also like a Chris Godwin, like a guy that because Rashee Rice is probably going to be suspended a couple games. Let's be honest. So could they maybe use like a because Hollywood Brown's a 1-year deal. I don't know what Hopkins' situation's like. I mean, do you maybe look like a Chris Godwin to pair
Yeah,
with?
I think Hopkins. I think his contract's up too, isn't it?
I think so.
So
I think
I think
they're gonna call old Sunshine State. Tyreek Hill's been begging to come back.
It's so stupid.
He's been begging to come back. I mean, that guy.
him and Worthy are the same thing though. But Worthy's not as electric. But I mean, it's the same style receiver.
Yeah, but I mean, they gotta do some pieces on offense, absolutely. And I mean, from what I've seen, they're not scared to spend some money. So I mean, they might get some players. I mean, hopefully they don't go get like a T. Higgins or something, because that would be terrible for the rest of the NFL. But
No, shout out to you, Matt. Man, no, shout out to you. I know you're a big Eagles fan. Hopefully, you're not in the city with Philly with all the trash fans out there right now that is burning the city to the ground and breaking businesses apart. But
it's not that we doubted them; we just hate them.
no, I knew the Eagles were a better team. It's just that I was not betting against Mahomes. I only do it against Josh Allen, and that always bites me in the ass. But it never works out. I mean, but I just wasn't. Yeah, on paper we said it. Eagles are a better team. It's just I'm not going against Mahomes' magic, and he didn't have the magic last night. And I think that's another thing too. Is I think Mahomes, like you said, Luke, the O line, Joe Tooney is not. He should not be playing left tackle. He's a guard, and you saw against an electric defensive line, he could not play tackle. It's just unfortunate for them. And the defense, I believe, look, I didn't think the defense was terrible. I thought the defense was put in bad spots. The defense, in my opinion, only really gave up 26 points because one of them was a short field and one was a pick six. So I can't blame the defense in that aspect at all.
I mean, yeah, the defense wasn't atrocious. I mean, they got good players.
They're on the field a lot too.
Yeah.
Chiefs from the Chiefs short drives. They didn't get over the 50 until almost the end of the second quarter.
Third quarter.
Yeah. Third quarter, I think.
Yeah.
When they scored that touchdown, that's when they got that past 50. Another thing too, I think that the Chiefs. Well, yeah, like you said, so they were on the field. Chris Jones, if you saw the video, Chris Jones is literally telling his defense, "Hey guys, sit down. We're probably going back out." Chris Jones had no faith in his offense. It was just everyone. No one on that team believed. I mean, I don't know, man. It just looked. Then it opens the door, Riz, and it was like, oh, it's scripted because. And everyone said, by the way, the only way the Eagles win is in a blowout. So they did what you said they needed to do, but it's still rigged. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I mean, they kicked the shit out of them. Chiefs got blown against the Bucs. Was it rigged in too? Was it rigged for Brady? I mean, when Mahomes loses in the Super Bowl, they suck. It's just the way it's been. 2 for 2 in that aspect.
It's because the defensive lines are eating up the KCO line in both Super Bowls. That one.
Defense wins championships. Well, let's flip the script though. Are the Eagles the next dynasty? Are they unstoppable? I mean, this core of players, they are set to be here for a while. It's a very young team. Jalen Hurts, like you guys just said, got paid. I don't think A.J. Brown's leaving. You got Devontae Smith. Barkley's there for a couple of years. This O-line's filthy. This defense is ferocious. You're probably going to lose Kellen Moore, but Vic Fangio is going to be there still. How do we feel about this Philadelphia Eagles in 2025?
They're going to be a contender for sure. But, I mean, I'm not calling them a dynasty or anything yet because this was the year for any NFC team that was going to step up. It was an easy route. I mean, there was a lot of teams on a down year, a lot of teams with injuries. Like we said, the NFC was wide open. This was the Lions' year, honestly, to finally get a ring. But obviously that didn't happen because of Jared Goff. But the Eagles, they got lucky. I mean, I'm not going to call them a dynasty yet. Are they loaded? Absolutely. They're still going to be loaded. I think somebody said they were retiring maybe one more year. Darius Slay, did he say he was retiring? He had one more year.
I know Brandon Graham was talking about retiring earlier in the middle of the year, and that's why he didn't want to go out the way he did. So that's why he played the Super Bowl, because I think this was going to be his last game.
Slay said something recently, either this year or next year. But I mean, they're loaded.
Is Slay that old? I didn't feel like Slay was that.
I want to look at it, no. I mean, I'm not calling them a dynasty, but they're loaded for sure.
I was just saying, are they the next dynasty? Are they that team that maybe they win a couple more in a couple of years? Maybe they win 2 of the next 3 or something like that. I mean, like I said, they're just so young. They do have some vets, yes, but like Luke, they're so young. They got the secondary: Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Zach Bond. I think is going to come back. I mean, he's definitely due for a payday from somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Eagles will definitely be in the mix again next year. I mean, at least make the NFC Championship. We'll see some of these other teams in the NFC can get back next year, get back right. Let me see if the Niners can get back. They had their shitload of injuries last year.
Hopefully, Niners are back. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, that would be nice for you guys. I mean, it's gonna be interesting
next year.
It's in California,
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah, they would pick some pink colors for a California Super Bowl.
They picked 4 or 5. There's 4 or 5 colors in that logo right there. So it ain't just your colors. I mean, they have red, they have blue, they have green. So maybe Falcons Bills. I'm seeing. I can see that. That's the Super Bowl I think next year we're gonna get out there in Santa Clara, California.
Falcons Bills.
Why not?
I mean, Falcons are still a little ways away.
Well, guys, let's talk Mahomes' legacy. What is the legacy looking like right now for Patrick Mahomes as he's just took another loss, a big loss in the Super Bowl, and obviously the GOAT conversation is still lingering out there. So what is the legacy of Mr. 1-5 right now out of Kansas City?
Step below Tom Brady, boys.
Yeah, I think it's the same as it was before that game was played. I don't think it moved any. He didn't go up, obviously.
Is he the second best QB of all time yet, or is he still below Joe Montana? Like, where's he at there?
I don't even think you can't even compare quarterbacks from past eras. Completely
That's hard
different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Different ball game.
I'd still say best quarterback in the league right now.
Well, yeah, he's got 3 rings.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, take away his rings. I still think he's the best quarterback in the league right now.
He's got what, 3 MVPs too?
I will say the conversation next year might need to be had if his numbers look like they did in 2023 and 2024, and he's not elevating guys like how we think he has been before. That might be the conversation. Is he the best quarterback in the league? Because I understand you have 3 rings and whatnot, Luke, like you mentioned, but if your numbers are getting worse and worse every year, and yeah, you do have 3 rings, I'm not always necessarily just because you have rings, you're the best player. If Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and all these guys are still elevating their team around them, that might be the questions. Are they a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes? Because if you put those guys in Patrick Mahomes' situation, do they win? Do you put Mahomes in their situation? Does he win? That's a conversation you can start having next year.
See, Mahomes hasn't had a stacked team, though. I mean, the year he had Tyreek and stuff, it was loaded. But like last year, he had no business winning the Super Bowl with that roster.
I agree.
It's not even that. I mean, you didn't shit on Lamar 2 years ago because of what happened around him. I mean, same thing with Mahomes. I mean, yeah, he had a couple of interceptions. O-line played fucking atrocious. Andy Reid's play calling in this game might have been the worst in his career.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean, you run the ball. What? I know you probably broke down the game before I got here, and I'm running late. But
11 times,
no,
11 rush attempts,
3 times, and 3 in the first half.
In the first half, exactly. Before I understand the second half, you're down several scores. You have to throw the ball. You have to force things. But I mean, the first half, 3 times you run the ball is atrocious play calling.
I agree.
And we say he's one of the best play callers in the NFL's history. Not just currently.
I know Mahomes had a bad game, but I'm not putting a lot of blame on him.
No,
he didn't have
any. That O-line gets a lot of blame.
The O-line was bad.
Well, Chris, you weren't here. I said 40-40 for O-line and Mahomes and 20 for Andy Reid because he didn't make
40 for Andy Reid.
No, 40 for Mahomes, 40 for the O-line, 20 for Andy Reid because Mahomes didn't look good at all neither. I get it. He was nervous as hell.
He was Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes now. Is that what you're saying?
I'm giving him majority of the blame. I'm giving him and the O-line.
Yeah, exactly. So you suck him and Josh Allen off now.
How am I sucking Mahomes off? I'm giving him the blame.
This boy might be coming over the AFC with you.
Hey, I'm giving Mahomes majority of the blame.
Yeah, why?
Because he had a bad game. He looked terrible. I get the O-line was bad, but he's throwing and his accuracy was off. I get it. He never looked comfortable because of the O-line. It started with the O-line, but Mahomes has to be Superman. That's what we said. We said for him to win this game, it has to be on the shoulders of Patrick Mahomes. He has to be the guy to elevate the team, and he didn't do it. I mean, he didn't look good. I get the O-line was terrible, and that's why it's 40-40 for me, but we all said the only way they win is on the shoulders of Patrick Mahomes.
I don't think anyone was winning with that O-line last night.
No, and I agree with that too. I agree with that. Nobody does.
You're not giving any blame to the defense either.
No, the defense
like they couldn't stop shit.
The defense really gave up. They gave a quick touchdown after the interception that Mahomes threw at the 10-yard line, and a pick six. So in my opinion, yeah, okay, they gave up 33 points, but one of them was on 10 yards to go. They gave up really 26 points. I mean, in good field positions. Yeah, against the Eagles offense.
They were on the field a lot too.
Yeah, where's the offense? Offense has to take some clock out too. You can't.
I'm blaming Andy Reid. That's what I'm trying to blame.
I'm giving the defense 0. I'm giving 0%. I don't blame Steve Spags. I don't blame anyone on the defense. I won't. I'm not doing that. That defense was put in the worst situation the whole game. It was terrible. Terrible offense.
Yeah, I mean, back to your original question. Like, though, I don't think that hurt Mahomes at all. And like I said, I don't think his rosters have ever been that stacked. And to be honest, I mean, I'm the biggest Lamar hater, but Lamar's never had wide receivers either. I mean,
yeah.
He still doesn't. To be honest, I don't like the receivers.
He's got first round wide receivers though.
Hey,
I don't care.
He's been having first round wide receivers. He's been having.
Speaking of,
Ravens just got a first Pro Bowl wide receiver.
And speaking of,
can't fucking hit on him.
Speaking of Lamar Jackson, Luke, move over a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Look at that bad boy.
Finally got it hung up. It's been chilling in the room for a little while.
Do you wish it was a 9 instead of an 8?
No, not now. Not now.
Glad we didn't spend money on that.
All the money on that one.
First thing Chris texted me.
I bet that shit's free as fuck too.
Yeah,
Chris texted me.
A third MVP would have been, good for the value of this jersey, but and a Super Bowl, but they're coming.
Eventually, one of these quarterbacks like Burrow, Allen, and Lamar, they're going to get there. It's not going to be Mahomes. I don't think the Chiefs are getting back next year unless they have a crazy free agency. And
the Bengals' problem is
they don't have money to spend in free agency. They have what, 10 mil right now?
Who?
Which
11?
team?
The Chiefs.
Well,
and they have a lot of free agents.
I think it's under 15.
They'll find a
way.
They
have a lot of starting players.
Well, that's
starting with.
But if Kelsey retires or restructures or something, he could save some money there. Mahomes could always restructure.
Yeah, restructure to what? To restructure to sign the guys they have now?
No, I'm saying to save some money to sign somebody.
Chris Godwin.
Yeah, but they got to sign a lot of players now. They have a lot of starting players on their lineup now.
But if any of that O-line is a free agent, you're not keeping any of them. Adios.
Well, no. Trey Smith, Humphrey, and Joe Tooney are the three guys.
I don't care. All of them can go. That was pathetic.
Tooney was in no man's land because he shouldn't have been out left tackle. He's a left guard. I mean,
that whole team was at no man's land.
I agree, but typically those three interior, when they're next to each other, it's three of the best interior offensive linemen. The tackles have been a problem the last 2 years, honestly, for the last couple of years, actually, for the Chiefs.
Yes, they're just relying on Mahomes with his legs too much. They don't even care about the O-line.
Mahomes didn't even know.
That bum Orlando Brown go.
Orlando Brown won a championship with them, though. He was actually good when he was on the Chiefs. He was pretty good. Well, let's move over. Well, Taylor does too at right tackle. That guy's always doing something. Guys, let's move to Jalen Hurts and his legacy. Finally wins the big one. Finally, maybe silence the doubters. A couple of these guys on here have been doubters for a couple of years. Jake, you're one of them. And the question, honestly, is where does Hurts also rank right now in the quarterbacks power rankings? Where do you have him at?
Where was your ranking after the Rams Super Bowl win with Matthew Stafford?
Well, I always thought Stafford. Well, I always thought Stafford was. Well, I always thought Stafford was a great quarterback before.
You're going to put him in legacy.
That's like saying last year if Purdy wins, are we putting him as a top 3 quarterback?
No.
Well, I mean, exactly. but Hurts is Hurts.
I put Purdy top 10.
Well, I mean, I would say that Hurts has balled out both Super Bowls. Purdy did he ball out last year, or was it an average game?
He would have had the same stats as Jalen Hurts.
I mean, I don't know. The first Super Bowl that Jalen Hurts had, he was the best player on the field.
We're talking
the
about
best,
history.
And that was. I'm saying but this is his career now wrapped up in the 4 or 5 years he's been playing.
Teams make it so Hurts has to show up because they're going to take away his biggest weapon, which is this time with Saquon. So they take it away. Hurts has to go be Superman to win these games.
And I thought he played great. Now, but where does he rank though out of all the quarterbacks? Like, were you top 5, top 10, top 7, top 15? What y'all think?
Yeah, with the team he has, top 5. You take away AJ Brown, you take away Saquon Barkley, you put him on
put him number 1 in the NFC.
I still think there's a couple. I still think Stafford is probably better. I think Hurts is. I think Hurts is my top 10 still. I think Hurts is a big time player in the big moments. I mean, I'm not a fan of him in the regular season and all that, but in the playoffs, he's shown up, man. Like these 2 runs, he's been spectacular. So I can't discredit that in general. We talk about winning because like Mahomes, obviously the regular season has been falling apart, but we give him credit because of the playoff success. Jalen Hurts is having some playoff success in the short term he's had as a starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles in 4 years. I think he's a top 10 quarterback. I don't have him top 5 talent-wise, but I think top 10 is where he's at. Borderline, though, maybe like around 9 or 10. There's some guys that still they answer the door. Jordan Love has to answer the questions still for me. Jared Goff, is he better than Jared Goff? I mean, that's a question you can ask.
I'll put him above both those guys right now.
Oh, gosh, we're canceled. No, gosh. Jared Goff.
I don't know. I think he's top 10.
I put Hurts over Goff. Absolutely.
Put talent around Jaden Daniels, and in 3 years, I guarantee he'll surpass.
I think I have Daniels ahead. I have Daniels ahead of Hurts, but I still have Hurts. I have Daniels as like the top 6-7 quarterback in the league.
Hurts is not elite. Let's please not act like Hurts is elite.
I'm not saying he's elite, but he shows up big in the big moments. That he's been the 2 playoff runs. He's been big. I can't deny that. I can't. I don't. I mean, both runs in the Super Bowl, he was great.
He's lucky Purdy got hurt, but yeah, it's all right.
But he outperformed Mahomes in the Super Bowl both times. So I mean, Purdy wasn't terrible last year, but Mahomes wasn't great either. Mahomes actually hasn't been a Super Bowl quarterback. If you actually look at his numbers are kind of just average in the Super Bowl.
His numbers the whole year. I mean, he puts up yards, but his stats aren't that craziest, but they just keep winning. So, I mean, what do you got? You can't hate on Mahomes.
We know why they keep winning.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
game, I think the refs are making a statement in this game.
Dude, yes, they were.
That was their first holding call in the Super Bowl.
First
holding call.
In the 5 games
in the playoffs.
First holding call. Not a single one against the Niners. Both games. I mean, are you kidding me?
I'm not gonna lie. I know.
Everybody saw that first offensive pass interference, and the whole world was like, "Here we go."
Yeah, exactly.
But to be honest, every call after that went the Eagles' way.
Every
call after that was all Eagles.
And the funny thing is by the letter of the law, that was pass interference. It wasn't hand fighting. I mean, he literally pushed off
every fucking play is offensive pass interference or defense pass interference
and holding
I know
that, but it was right in front of the ref. It's like you can't hide that. He clearly did it.
You know how many times the plays have already put a ref for the Chiefs?
Oh, I know that. That's what I'm
by the book. By the book, the Chiefs' right tackle should get a false start every play. By the book. By the book.
I agree.
Go by the book.
I agree. I agree with you there. I mean, I don't think this game was rigged, though.
They should get a legal formation every play, too. Tackles lining up off the line of scrimmage.
Luke's been calling that out since
Luke still has PTSD from that.
Yeah, God. Well, they hit the Ravens like 4 times on the first drive. That same thing. That didn't call it the rest of the game on the Chiefs, though, when they lined up the same way. I'm like,
I mean, they grabbed Bosa literally almost every play around the neck, and they didn't call a single time.
I'm not gonna lie. I was getting a little irritated with Jones last night in Discord because, like, I get it. Like, y'all are still butthurt, but dude, Jesus Christ, that Super Bowl happened in 2020 and 2024. Like, it's the past. We're talking about the fucking Eagles and Chiefs, and you're still complaining about 2019 season.
Yep.
No. I mean, the game wasn't rigged because Jalen Carter double hand punched Mahomes in the face, and there was no flag.
I know, right?
Well, remember, it happened after he fumbled it. That's what Doc said. It happened after the fact.
No, it doesn't matter. That would have been called a flag in any regular season Chief game.
Yeah.
It should have been called. But, I mean, that also...
No, it happened after the fumble.
There's only certain quarterbacks, you can't...
By the book. By the book.
Yep.
By the book.
Allen's another one, too. Allen gets a lot of calls, too.
I mean, but the thing is, though, is if you're saying by the book, that actually should have gone the Chiefs' way. I mean, He got hit. It was a
So then
fumble
it should
too.
have been
Yeah.
called then.
But that's not why they lost. I mean, they didn't lose because of that play.
No, he said it wasn't rigged because that wasn't called.
Well, according to you guys, not you guys specifically, but in the Discord, it is rigged because how blatant obvious it was that they said, "Hey, refs, stop calling for the Chiefs." But that's why I said all week we said the way to beat the Chiefs was to blow them out. They did that, but it's still rigged. So I don't understand what's rigged and what's not. I believe the Chiefs would have, or the Eagles would have won on a walk-off field goal. Y'all would have said it's rigged so that the people don't think it's rigged. I mean, I think no matter what the outcome was, it was a rigged game, but according to everyone in the Discord.
The NFL's rigged, so I mean,
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, and Jake, shout out to the most viewed Super Bowl in history, man. No one cared, though.
Yeah, they're all watching Kendrick.
That wasn't because of the halftime show, my friend. I didn't realize Kendrick played all 60 minutes of it.
How do you know?
They're watching the opener for Kendrick.
They said that the highest peak was with 8 minutes left in the second quarter when it went to 135. Kendrick wasn't playing that time.
They were all getting ready. There's only a minute left.
It takes 25 minutes to watch. Yeah,
everybody tuned in to see if it started already or not.
I guess the Swifties didn't care about the Niners last year. She was part of the NFL last year. I was telling Luke that she's part of the NFL last year.
You knew the Chiefs were losing when she got booed in the opening ceremony.
Yeah,
so.
pretty much.
Trump said that
you knew the Chiefs were winning last year, so there was no point in watching.
Trump said that she took the hardest L out of the whole night out of them and her and the Chiefs.
Well, her and Drake. But...
MAGA strong.
I
don't know how that comment made sense, but okay.
What was the comment?
He said like MAGA was strong about like her getting.
Oh yeah, I didn't understand that one.
Like, okay,
she has openly gone against.
Yeah,
Trump.
but I think she was getting booed either way.
That was a Philly crowd. Yeah, it's a Philly crowd that's booing her.
She had like a confused look on her face too, like they're booing me.
She said what? She said what the fuck is going on?
I told Paige she'll never go to another game again.
Yeah,
well, she won't have to.
She'll just go Chiefs home games.
Well, is she going to end it with Kelsey? That's the question, honestly.
Yeah, you didn't already know Cooper sliding in.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that one.
Cooper's in there already.
I saw all the memes of it said when he returns to Philadelphia.
Well, Chris, speaking of Philadelphia, the next head coach possibly.
I'm more pissed. Can we real quick talk about how Donna didn't show cleavage?
What was the over under?
More pissed. I don't know. But
Well, if you look at AI had one.
Had one.
Well, the video that I think Luke sent it before the game.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
The AI.
Yeah.
Did you not see that one, Jake? The over under for Mama Kelsey showing cleavage at the game.
Yeah,
I saw it like before the game. I think someone said
some
something.
betting site.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I was like, who thinks of that? Like, who thinks of that one? And it was not Chris. It wasn't purple neither. It's that stain color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you asked, and I literally just gave
It
you.
was going to be purple. The Chiefs won. That's why.
You were right. Hey, you got the tails call right though. You did get
I
that.
did get the tails call, and I did get a Super Bowl square. So
Paige. Well, it's Paige's name, so that's the comment. It said Paige.
I picked the square. I picked the square. I picked it.
Yeah, Chris won a Super Bowl square, guys. $500 goes to him.
Yeah, my buddy Jeff was mad. He needed that 2-point conversion. It would have been.
I did not need the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Paige has a video of me sweating bullets, standing up 2 inches away from the screen. And
You're
I
right.
was like, don't fucking get this. And then I was like, my luck. There was like 26 seconds left. I was like, Phil will somehow score.
I
Something's
jinxed.
gonna fuck up.
I jinxed Chris too. I think it was second quarter. I jinxed you.
Yeah.
I said, hey, these numbers hold up. You're gonna win. And he
said it before they scored a touchdown.
Oh my gosh.
So Philly was on the goal line, and he was like, if they get this, it's 31-0. You got this. And I was like, don't fucking send me that before they score a touchdown. And then they never scored.
Kicked the field goal.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they got called for false start 3 times. I was like, God damn, what's this long snapper doing, man? Like, he just kept flunching.
Shout out Jake Elliott, though.
Yeah.
Decision
He's
in the
back.
Super Bowl. He's back.
2-time Super Bowl winner. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a
In about-
rough
in
regular
about-
season.
In
Yeah,
about
he
4 years, we'll talk about how he's probably in a masseuse parlor somewhere.
Yeah, so
I'm
he's
sure
the best
more
kicker.
players coming out eventually.
Best
Sure,
kicker
more
in the league.
players.
Best kicker in the league. 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah,
Not in
he's
the league. but maybe in the Super Bowl.
Well, Adam Vinatieri's got 3 and 2 of them were walk-off field goals, so I got to get that little Adam. But, Chris, let's talk about –
he's not even a Hall of Famer, though.
He will be, though. He will be eventually. But Kellen Moore, though, is he going to the New Orleans Saints? Nick Sirianni said he wants to run it back. So is Kellen Moore going to stick behind with Philly, or is he going off to the bayou out there, Big Easy? New Orleans?
All I saw last night and today was that it's still a lock. That's
Okay.
something very tragically has to happen for him to leave. But he is about to get a very big paycheck.
Oh, for sure.
A very big paycheck he's about to get.
The Saints need to let him have at least 4 years, because this first year, if you just eat the cap hell, let him start year 2 on building this team the way in his eyes. Just give him 4 years. Give him an extra 3 years after next year, and let him work his charm if he can. I believe the Saints, they should give him a handful of years, not just 2 years, and then do the Chicago Bears method and draft a quarterback but fire your coach.
Nope, he's
They're
gonna
draft
come in.
Nussmeier next year.
Yep, exactly. He's gonna come in. He's bringing Daddy Nussmeier over as OC, and
Daddy's gonna coach his son.
They're gonna have a son coaching little duo up there.
Do you guys like the fit, though? You think Kellen Moore can be a good head coach?
I think he's good OC. I don't know about. He was the Eagles?
Cowboys and Chargers.
Has he had a head coach job?
No, he's been just OC, right?
Yeah, he started with Dallas.
He was OC over Dallas, and then Eagles.
Chargers for 1 year.
Yeah, he's pretty.
No, I mean,
yeah.
So. I like him as an OC. It really depends on who he brings in at DC. Rumors are he's looking at the fucking 49ers guy, which I hope not. Who's your guy? Staley? What's his name?
Oh, God.
He used to be Brandon Staley, the old Chargers head coach.
He's terrible.
Yeah, that one. So I hope those rumors are false.
That'd be his DC, right? That'd be his DC.
Yep.
That's what he was for us. He was terrible. Terrible.
Jake's hated his DC so much that he's happy to bring Robert Saleh back, and he hated him too.
And Gus Bradley. Man, we are stacked right now. We got Saleh and Gus Bradley.
I'm telling you, just cut Carr, sign Winston, and let me just enjoy next year.
Winston, be happy.
Winston was pitching it, and he was when people were asking him what he's like. I'm free agent.
He wants to go back.
Bro, he was pitching to every team. That man wants to find a job.
He's like, I'll play here. I'll play in New York. I'll play.
Yeah.
He was asking the fans too, and one of the older ladies, she's like, "Come back to New Orleans, honey. Come back. Just come back to New Orleans."
Dude, that was the greatest thing about the Super Bowl was him in New Orleans.
I know. I would have loved to be out there, man. He looked like he was having a blast out there with the fans.
I texted Mark and Luke. I said, "Look, if ESPN wants it, throw him a bag, give him his own ESPN Plus special where he goes around to every city and just deal with the tailgating, the city." Dude.
Another good thing was he would ask like all these players the questions, and he'd be like, "Man, we've all been wanting to know too. What's your favorite color?" And I was like, "What the fuck?"
I liked him throwing the W's.
Oh yeah, he was.
Players.
Somebody threw a crab leg to him.
Yeah, they did, and he ate it. He ate it.
I think Jameis is that's the character I like. The whole speech thing and the big. I'm not a fan of that, but like that kind of stuff, like what he was doing with the like going around, that shit. Like you said, Chris, that'd be fun to watch him do the kind of like a little like documentary series of him going place to place, kind of like Peyton's Places and shit like that. Do something like that.
Exactly. I'd buy ESPN Plus just for that.
Or just hire him as like a guy like just that does interviews with players every week too, like the big game of the week for Fox or CBS. Do something cool like that too. That'd be awesome as well.
Sign him for game day. Let him go college.
Well, guys, should we talk? Another thing.
Get him on Barstool.
Barstool sucks, dude. I'm sorry, man. I'm
sorry. John Gruden's man.
Yeah, pair him up with John Gruden.
I'm sick of Barstool.
That'd be hilarious.
Him and Gruden, complete opposite people.
Gruden's the only funny one. The only one that actually entertains me.
They're losing everybody
together.
Yeah, Taylor and Will are leaving.
Already left.
Yeah, they're leaving. Well, guys, we have about maybe 15 minutes left. Should we talk NBA or are we too early in the season?
No, too early in the season. Let's just
too early in the season. Go to bed. Yeah.
I didn't know the season was going on.
Jake and Al blew up that Discord for.
We can
for
I'm
a
watching.
good-
I'm watching the Warriors as we speak.
I muted that chat.
Jake said the Cavs are like filthy or something tonight. I was like, oh, I've heard that a couple times this last couple days, so they must have done something really good.
Lakers, the
literally-
deepest team in the league.
It's literally Dame and Steph Curry both with 25 and 26 points. Everybody else is under 10. It's
Damn.
crazy.
Might have to go turn it on. What channel is it on?
Quick dynasty right there.
It's not on. It's on NBA League Pass.
No, my sports are done until they're done until the fall.
Oh, you got March Madness. You watch March Madness probably.
No, I won't.
You got
You won't?
hockey? You said
Yeah,
you
you-
dabble in
Yeah,
hockey.
Yeah,
I
you,
like
you
hockey.
dabble.
Exactly.
I don't follow it, but I'll dabble in there.
Okay,
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
hockey.
I want to go to
You
a
got the-
Preds game here soon.
Luke, you got the combine at the end of the month.
Yeah,
We
I'll
do
be
have the combine.
locked into the combine. Locked in.
The guy that won my fantasy football league, he picked the Masters this year. So now we all have to pick a Masters player for draft order.
Don't pick Tiger. Tiger did withdraw from the Genesis this week. Unfortunately, his mom passed away. So hopefully, thoughts and prayers out
Rest
to
in
Tiger's
peace, Mama
family.
Tiger.
Wasn't Tiger just golfing with Trump yesterday?
It was before the Super Bowl. Yeah, I actually would pay to see that fucking round. I would watch that. Just them bullshitting. That'd be a fucking fun
Yeah,
round to
right.
watch. Tiger and Donald Trump. Speaking of Donald Trump, do you see? I sent to Luke and Chris, Jake. His fucking granddaughter is about to fucking have like a $1.2 million golf NIL deal. Shit's crazy.
Yep.
She's going to the U.
Yeah, go to Miami. But guys, no
Very good
Grampus.
golf.
Yeah, she apparently is a very good golfer.
Yeah, apparently she's better than Trump is.
Well, I mean, Trump's also what 70, so
Well, she's
let's calm it
she's
down.
what?
there.
She's what, 18, 17, 18?
Yeah,
She's 17. Yeah, she's done some golf like on YouTube with some of the big YouTubers that are actually pretty good, and she does pretty good out there apparently. But yeah, I mean, like Chris said, I hope she'd be better than Trump. Trump's 70, he hits the ball half swing.
Hey, he's got a lot of experience under his belt, though.
Trump's good though. Like for a guy his age, Trump's actually pretty decent at golf. Like he's not bad, but he's not that level. But guys, like Luke me said, combine's coming up. We have the draft coming up, free agency coming up. We have stuff coming up. Jake, hopefully we'll get back in here with some basketball. We'll start that again. Maybe we'll try baseball this year finally with Doc if he ever comes in too. So guys, letting you guys know now the dynasty meeting's gonna be the 23rd of this month. So if you have any rule
record
changes,
that for me.
well, if you're okay with the roster size changing, you don't have to show up. And if you don't care what the draft day is, that's fine. I'm gonna set it that day. Jake, you want to start selling your picks? I'll take Mahomes and some of your guys if you need them. But maybe I'll take- just throwing that out there. Derrick Henry, I'll take Derrick Henry.
I should have sold him while it was high.
Should have sold them before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But but guys, great episode. It was unfortunately a season that we did not want to see. But congratulations to the Eagles and that wonderful, beautiful city full of great people out there. Good for them. Good for them. They're flying high. But next year it's the Falcons' year, guys. It'll be a new bird on the top of the NFL.
Sure, but not the Falcons.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Falcons Ravens. There's purple in that fucking logo
I
too.
love that. I love that. We
Would
just
we-
fucking dick down the Falcons.
We going? Hey,
It would look just like last night's game.
Yeah.
hey. Well, I'll tell you now, the Super Bowl will be cheaper than last night's. Luke, we'll definitely have to go to that one if it happens. It will be cheap. But
I'll be on that plane to San Francisco real quick.
Right.
I'm gonna ask Jake if he let me stay at his family's house too and everything. Just I'll pay a little bit. I'll pay cheaper than the hotels will. But
yeah.
great episode, guys. Man, like I said, we're have some
Rental
stuff coming
car.
up. Chris has got some ideas that me and him were talking about. Maybe some like fantasy.
News to me.
Well, that idea you sent me with like the top 5, like top 7.
Oh yeah.
We can do like a kind of snake draft order and then like throw it out there. Maybe let people vote on it if it ever hits. But no, great episode, guys, and great season. Unfortunately, college NFL is over now, and it's time to go into the hibernation season for a few months, like Luke said.
Let's go combine.
Yep. All 4 days or 3 days, I'll be locked in.
That will
Luke-
be on my TV.
Luke's our
Watching the
combine.
runners.
Luke, you're our combine pundit. You have to keep us updated, man. You
No, I'm not watching that much.
We're
Oh,
all gonna
watch
be
it.
we're all gonna be Drake for the next few months in hibernation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. God damn you, dude. My algorithm is fucked because of you.
Oh, my whole timeline is that. My TikTok is destroyed. Oh, it's A minor.
Man. Well, guys, we'll be back here in a few weeks probably sometime to talk football, obviously combine, and then like I said, free agency rankings, things like that. Some ideas with Chris and me. We'll go, hey, maybe Chris will get some merchandise this year before the draft.
It's only been
Yeah,
2
man.
years we've been talking about it now, I think.
I know, for real, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got the one person that was about to move his whole life in charge of it, and then asked me to do it.
I mean, I did move too. I was getting ready to move as well.
Hey, on another note, it is officially Gulf of America now. So update your cat.
Is it on Apple yet?
It's on Google Maps.
It's also Apple
It was official yesterday. He
Yeah,
signed
until
up on the flight.
until it's on Apple.
Apple says Gulf of Mexico still.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the
he
map.
signed the executive order while he was flying over the Gulf of America. Right when he was flying into New Orleans,
Yeah.
and that's when he signed it. I saw like the clip of him signing it, talking about it.
Well, guys, let's sign out though for real, guys. It was fun this year talking NFL, and like I said, we'll be back here in a couple weeks talking football. We have rankings to do and things like that, and maybe some mock drafts or fantasy coming up in a few months as well. NFL draft coverage. Don't forget, we will be live for the first round. We'll try another 4.5 hour episode of NFL draft watch along when they're in Lambeau Field, Wisconsin. So we'll try that again. But that's Jake Winnikine. That's Luke Rule. That's Chris Kameinhardt. I'm Mark Davis. This is All About the Balls podcast. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys did deserve it. We are out. See you guys in a few weeks.